So yesterday we talked about 3 reasons for why you should go to therapy. Today we're going to talk about 3 things you should look out for when you start your therapy experience. Number 1 thing you need to look out for when it comes to starting therapy is make sure you get the right therapist. Now what I mean by that is make sure that you're interviewing the therapist almost at the very beginning. Find out what's their style. Are they into cognitive behavioral therapy? Are they more Freudian in nature? Do they have, special things that they like to recommend on a regular basis? If you don't like the type or the style that you're hearing, then don't be afraid to change, because honestly, getting the right therapist can be a make or break experience. It can really ruin your time in therapy if you really feel like you're just not getting anything out of it. And that's not down to therapy, that's down to the therapist, or it can be at least, if you don't end up doing numbers 2 and 3 that I talked to you about later on. I got incredibly lucky that the first person that I talked to has been doing a great job with me. But I've known people, and as I mentioned in my last video, who have gone from therapist to therapist to therapist because they haven't really been finding that it's been useful for them. Then when they finally find that one, it all clicks. And that's what you need to look out for. Number 2, you've got to make sure you're willing to do the work. If you're not willing to do the work, then honestly all you're doing is you're going to therapy and you're paying someone to listen to you vent. That's really all it is. You're wasting your time and money if you're not willing to put in the work. Therapy is not about what happens in the hour or hour and a half that you see your therapist. It's actually what happens after that time. You discuss a number of things. You might talk about some coping mechanisms, some different skills that you need to build up, some habits that you need to try and change, and how you can do that. And then you take that out into the world and you start doing it for real, and you report back the next time you see your therapist. As you walk in there, understand that what you take at the end of every session needs to be actually put into practice every single day until your next session. If you're not, you're just wasting everyone's time. Number 3, which is really number 2.1 if you want to think of it that way. But number 3 is make sure that you're being honest with yourself. Now, again, just like I said in point 2, if you're not willing to be honest and you're not willing to put everything out there after a suitable break-in period where you really start to get to know your therapist, then again, all you're doing is wasting your time. A therapist is not a miracle worker. They work off of the information you give them. If you're not doing the work and if you're not being honest, you're wasting everyone's time. And so therapy requires a hell of a lot from the person who is seeking therapy. That's kind of one of those conundrums, is that you go into it thinking, I'm going to go see a therapist and they're going to help me. But in actuality, you have to help the therapist help you. Help me help you. That's effectively what the therapist is saying to you. Help me help you. And they can only do that by you going out there and being honest and just putting your balls on the table and just putting it out there. If you don't like that, again, don't waste your time and don't waste your money. But if you're planning on going in and starting therapy, then you know what? Know this from the get-go. Find the right therapist. Make sure that you find one who's going to be right for you. Number 2, be ready to do the work outside of your therapist's office. If you don't, you're wasting your time. And number 3, make sure you're being honest. If you're being honest with yourself and you're really trying your best, you're going to go on a journey of self-discovery that your therapist can help you with. If it helps, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you like my content. Drop me a comment down below if you've got any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'm by no means an expert, but I'm perfectly willing to give you guys as much of the benefit of my experience as possible.